What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk the college football semifinals. Today is the day. All right, Notre Dame and Penn State squaring off, kicking off the Final Four. Tomorrow we will have in action Texas and Ohio State, of course. And I'm going to share with you guys exactly how I'm betting this semifinal round. I'll give you guys my best bets, where I'm at, where my leans are. And quite frankly, guys, if you aren't at a point right now in the season where you don't understand what's on and what both sides have to offer to this handicap, then we're basically just flipping a coin, okay? So let's get down into it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll give you guys my insight and my best bets. That's partially the reason why I'm out of the office. Not only is, a busy work day for me, so I wanted to make this video remotely, but also we don't really need any stats. We don't need any graphics. We don't need any breakdowns. I'm just going to give you guys my analysis and kind of my synopsis on how this game unfolds tonight, okay? Couple storylines on Penn State. James Franklin, horrible ATS, big game James. We have Drew Allar playing quarterback in a game where, personally, I think that his back is going to be up against a wall a little bit more so than it was against Boise State. Also, there's that narrative that Penn State gets a little cute. Okay. Me personally, I think that Notre Dame gets a little healthier today. I know that the Abdul Carter comes back for Penn State most likely. What level of status will he be in terms of health? That'll be yet to be determined. But I think that the coaching edge goes to Marcus Freeman and the Irish. Also, everybody talks about that Big Ten, how great their defense is. Notre Dame, allowing like 60-some yards to Georgia in that rushing attack, led by Travis Etienne, as well as the whole narrative, too, where we get into kind of the rankings, if you guys believe in that, top 10 ranking, I think top 5 actually against the pass. So outside of Penn State's tight end, I don't see the threat that they pose to the Irish. The big storyline here is moving the chains. Riley Leonard getting it done with his feet. Will Penn State load up the box and make Notre Dame vulnerable from an offensive standpoint? Can't throw for 70 yards to win a national championship, okay? You can beat Georgia at their own game, but you can't beat Ohio State, and you might be able to sneak by Penn State. But the only thing that really bugs me in this game is, before we get into my plays, is it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, listening to a lot of beat writers and, all the media and even betting analysts out there alike. Everybody thinks it's Ohio State and Notre Dame set to square off. I think from a rating standpoint, that's what the world wants, but it doesn't always work that way. So please keep that in mind. Just don't bet because you're falling into this trap, this narrative, right? We're seeing some buyback on Penn State right now, okay? So that leads me into my best bets. I think that Notre Dame is going to be able to take down Penn State. I don't think it's going to be a sexy game, low-scoring affair, but I think it's going to be all the same in terms of how they like to play, impose a nice physical game. Very similar to that Ohio State-Penn State game, I think, minus probably about 3 to 7 points from that total. That's kind of where I see it lining up, unless we get some turnovers leading to points in short yardage situations, such as we saw before the end of the half against Notre Dame, Georgia, as well as special teams touchdowns, of course, okay? But if they can contain the tight end there for Penn State, and obviously limit Allar with his feet, I think this is one of those games that gets played a lot of late clocks, a lot of play clocks getting expired. And it is important to understand, though, that Penn State does run a little bit of a tempo every once in a while. So I'm going to have kind of be excited to see where this one goes. My best bets for this game, I think it's a good value play to take Penn State up. You can't turn down 7-8 points. I know it's a little bit chalky. It's a little square. That's what everybody's doing. Taking Penn State up, and then within that same game teaser, taking the under as well, getting that total up to 51 and going under with Penn State, coupled that with plus 8.5. I'm not going to do that. I have a very different way that I'm going to be betting this game. Maybe it's a little outside the box. Maybe you guys are already doing it. Just going to share with you guys kind of where I'm at with that. Also, a little bit of a tidbit. Jeremiah Love, good to go, 100% ready for action. So that dual threat out of the Notre Dame backfield will be deployed. So we'll see what kind of defense James Franklin thinks he has against the Irish. Do we get a full box, or and they really crack down on Riley Leonard, or is this going to be something where Notre Dame imposes their will on both sides of the ball? Time will tell. But for me, guys, I'm with the Irish all the way. I'm not not going to bet them in terms of the straight money line. Sure, you can do that, look for an in-game opportunity. But for me and my money, guys, I took the Notre Dame Fighting Irish plus 500 to win the national championship. That's why we can take advantage of this game being one day before Texas and Ohio State. In case there's some injuries in that game, it does open the door for some hedging opportunities, locking in profits. So I'm taking Notre Dame to win the national championship plus 500 on top of a couple other futures that I have down the road. Waiting to come home that I took a little earlier in the season. So it's a pretty big game. I don't want to over leverage myself. I told you how I would play it if you have not bet it already. Also, if you do bet at Notre Dame at 5-1 to win the national championship, that's where you get opportunities tomorrow, okay, to come back on the prospective winner of Ohio State, Texas before the game's played. You could take Ohio State minus 130, but that kind of gives you a little bit too much exposure. So the way I would do it is I would wait and see how it comes down. I saw an early line that if Ohio State does beat Texas and Notre Dame beats Penn State, Ohio State would be 3-point favorites. So you would have a very easy situation to come back with a couple units and lock in some profits, regardless of who wins the national championship. So that's how I'm betting it. I wanted to share this with you guys this morning. Good luck out there with your picks. Appreciate you all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. See you all over on the Discord, and have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the games. Peace.